All right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another TST Industries video, and as you can see, we have the brand new third generation Honda Grom. I think everywhere else in the world it's the 2021. Here in the US it might be the 2022. Who knows? It's supposed to release in August in the US. There's a handful of pre-production models floating around the US, and thanks to our good friend DHM David Hugh over at DH Motors, he was actually able to bring this one into the US. Now, I will disclose that this is not a US model Honda Grom, but everything will be exactly the same minus the tach reading kilometers. From here on out, I'm going to try and give you the best review that I can. This is my first ride review. As you can see, he put a vinyl kit on it. Shout out to 77 Decals who designed it. He scanned the bodywork, got a nice vinyl kit, and as you can also see, we have some aftermarket parts already because that's what we do here at TST Industries. But other than that, no motor work has been done. Stock exhaust, airbox, everything is the same. And we're just going to see how this thing stacks up. Now, I will disclose he has taken this to the track, and there are different tires on this. So I don't know if he's balanced them. I do just want to disclose as many differences as possible from the production units you'll see here in the US. One fun thing I did realize is that when you take the fasteners off, those white circles or whatever color you get are removable, so you could paint them. So that's just something to note on this new Grom. I know a lot of people have some issues with those pieces. They think they're just like out of place and such, but I think they're going to be really, really cool. I'm excited to see what kind of liveries and color schemes people come up with. But let's cut the crap. Let's get right to it and start riding this thing and let you know what I think. Now, I will say, putting gas in it, this gas lid does not come off, which is a huge feature. And I will also say, I don't know if you could see it, there is no ghost gear. I know on the previous generations, this one does have 5 gears, as we've discussed in our previous video, but there's no ghost gear. On the previous generations, you could keep smashing this gear shifter down, and even if you were in first gear, it just wouldn't go anywhere. Obviously, you can't go like 0 gear or negative gear, but you can continue pressing it down on the previous generations. Honda has fixed that. Once you're in first gear on this new model, if you go to press it, that's all you hit. You kind of hit a wall, and I think they put a little block off section in the transmission to prevent people from just smashing on this shifter all day long. Obviously, I will start off by saying, as I did in my previous video, it seems like Honda took all of the feedback, good or bad, for the previous 2 generation Groms, and they meshed them into one really well-rounded new model with this 3rd generation. Unfortunately, per the Grom standards, they still have not upgraded the suspension, which is a huge issue. I know almost everyone in the Grom community, the first things you do outside of an exhaust and loopies, you try and upgrade the suspension, whether it's with just oil or the cheap mod of putting a washer and some thicker oil and a spring, whatever the case is. Honda has not heard that feedback, so keep writing to them, keep sending them emails, talk to your local dealership, but that is still one area they can definitely improve on. But I will tell you right now, oh, there it is, the magical 5th gear. Now, I'm pretty low in the rev range. This is 4th gear, and like I said, these are kilometers, so just note, right now, 70 kilometers, I'm probably going about 37, 38 miles an hour. Something you will see as I continue riding is a shifter light. I'm going to try and activate it here, but this little light, they took a note from some of the big bikes, and you'll see it flash a few times when you start getting into the higher revs, warning you that you should get ready to shift. And then when it believes you are in the optimal rev range to shift, it'll actually stay solid. A solid white light will appear, and you should shift at that point. I did, from the shop to the gas station, see it pop up actually in 5th gear as well. So that's something to note. It doesn't seem like it is topped off fairly well. But other than that, man, I gotta say that just going on the short ride from the shop to the gas station, I am thoroughly impressed. This is a very well-rounded motorcycle. I know in my first impression video, I said that the seat, they went back to the original just flat banana seat, and it seems a lot more firm, and that is the case. It does feel a little bit more firm. And obviously this bike only has 69 kilometers, hey-oh. So roughly, you know, 35-ish miles on the odometer. So the seat will break in. But overall, it feels very planted. It feels very nice and secure and plush. But solid and firm as well. So I'm pretty excited about that. Other than that, man, I really am impressed so far. Now, I haven't taken it to the track, but David Hugh, like I said, DH Motor, he has taken this thing to a full-size bike track in Jennings GP. And if you follow us, if you're subscribed to our channel, you do know that we go to Jennings fairly often. It's kind of our backyard track, even though it's 3 hours away. But he did actually take this thing to the track. So if you haven't watched that video already, be sure to check it out. He's going to be putting out some phenomenal content. We want to just again thank him. If you have any sort of small motor needs, whether it's the Grom, the Z125, little 110s and so on and so forth, check out DH Motor, David Hugh Motoring. He is a great guy located out of Central Florida, and he's doing some phenomenal work for the small bike market. And I can't thank him enough. Here at TST Industries, we cannot thank him enough. So be sure to check him out, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and go ahead and give him a like, give him a subscribe, and let him know your thoughts on this Grom, because this is actually his personal Grom. So if you like the color scheme, if you like the vinyl wrap that he got going on, check him out. Check out 77 Decals. Both great companies and great people that we love to work with. We love working with local riders and local companies to fulfill our needs. But back to this Grom. The Grom is iconic. It has become a staple in the mini bike world. It seems to be the standard in the mini bike world, and it has become a staple in the entire motorcycle industry as a whole. This bike has, since it was released in 2014 in the US and 2013 around the world, has taken the motorcycle industry by storm, and everyone from beginning riders who just got their license all the way up to the experienced racers and track goers, everyone seems to want to get a Grom. It is a very, very fun bike to ride, and everyone, like I said, countryside people are putting knobbies on them and tearing up the farm sides and the dirt pits and the off-road sections. And in the city and urban areas, you see them commuted out. They'll put luggage racks on them or whatever the case is. But you really cannot miss on a Grom if you have one. And if you don't have one and you've seen someone riding around your college campus or wherever you are located, you know that, man, it looks fun. It looks like something I want to get on. And right now we're actually going through Stetson University here in Central Florida, which is a historic private college. And oddly enough, I do see quite a few people riding little mopeds and scooters and even a Grom or two here and there. Like I said, this is one of the first one in the US. So although it is a Grom and it's kind of familiar, this whole new redesign is completely different. I'm about 5'8", and I fit in this bike perfect. Now, some of you who are plus 6'2", the vertically blessed, I like to call, you may, keyword may, have some issues sitting on this bike, because as you can see, my knees come fairly close to hitting these little inflections here, but I feel planted and I feel solid paired with the seat and everything else going on. I really do feel like this is a great looking bike, a great feeling bike. And honestly, with this seat being a one-piece banana seat that's completely flat again, it gives you the ability to sit back. And now all of a sudden, instead of having 2 inches, I have 4 or 5. So that's something to note. You can't scoot back without sitting on a giant hump like on the SF model. There is no strap on this seat that I'm aware of. Oh, there is. My apologies. But it allows you to scoot back and get a little bit more comfortable. And I'm sure our friends over at Tech Spec USA, with the help of us, will be designing a tank pad kit for this bike so that you can, put on your tank, protect your tank, feel more locked into the seat when you're braking or accelerating or doing those stunts that everyone likes to do on these things. As you know, the Grom aftermarket parts world the industry is huge. I mean, there is a reason why this bike has become so iconic, and there's a reason why the Kawasaki Z125 took a step down from this Grom. It couldn't dethrone the Grom. even though straight out of the box, I do think it's a better value, a better constructed bike. But there's a reason why it still hasn't been able to top the Grom from its prestigious mini throne. And a big part is companies like us, TST Industries, and everyone else, Steady Garage and Dro Sports and DH Motors and everyone in between. The aftermarket parts availability for this mini bike is just outstanding. And I do think that this model is going to be no exception. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's ugly, it doesn't look good, what was Honda thinking? I think once you hop on one and really get to experience it for what it is, I think you will very, very quickly change your mind. And I'm excited to see what kind of builds people do with these Groms. Let's see if we can get a nice little riding. Oh, look at that. It's some grown man on a Grom. Let's see. Let's go this way. And like I said, the suspension can be upgraded. The brakes can be upgraded. Those things, they can be upgraded. Sure, would it be nice if Honda listened in those aspects of this bike? Absolutely. But I think that they did a phenomenal job giving everyone what they wanted. I will also mention, as you just saw, if you were paying attention, the notorious missing neutral is still present. Now, I don't know if that will change as the bike breaks in, or if it'll get worse. But it's something to note that the ghost, or the missing neutral, is still present. It's still a complete pain to get into neutral unless you go extremely slow like I just did. But if you're going from second to first, trying to make a quick stop, good luck trying to get into neutral, because it is terrible. It's terrible, actually. And that is another area where Honda definitely could have taken the time and improved just a little bit. The controls, they still feel great. Everything is exactly where you expect it to be. You have the horn, the turn signals, the high beams, kill switch, start. The throttle feels great, as it always does. Everything is just at the extension of your fingers or your hands. And I think that's the way everyone likes it. I'm going to make a quick right here, and we're going to go into our local Honda dealership. I'm just going to ride through the parking lot, see if any of the associates are outside, and try and get their their thoughts on what they have yet to see.
Got it all done up.
It's the 2022, man. It's a brand new model. But yeah, this is it, man. It looks killer. The fifth gear is phenomenal. Gear indicator, shift light. Yeah, let them know. Tell them to come out. I'm gonna park this and let our good friends here at RC Hill Honda. If you're in the Central Florida area, check out RC Hill Honda Power Sports in DeLand, Florida. Yeah, it's the brand new model. What's up, dude? You guys couldn't get it yet, so I figured I would. Yep, those are ours. We already put parts on it. Tail light, fender eliminator, bar ends, sliders, signals. You guys ride safe, all right? Take care.
Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. I gotta say, I can't say it enough, actually. This bike really is so attractive to look at and to ride. It has grown on me. When it was first announced, I think like most people, we were not interested in it. We thought it looked kind of goofy. But after riding it for a few miles, throwing some aftermarket parts on it, and just kind of toying with it, taking it apart, putting it back together, it's really given us a really good experience with this bike. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for not only this Grom, but mini bikes in general. Yeah, so as you can see from the side view, it still does look like an adult person on a child's bike. I have no problem with it, and I don't think I think thousands of other people feel the same way. But I will say that this thing pops up phenomenally. If you want to wheelie it, it seems effortless now. I know that was a big thing that a lot of people were like, oh, it doesn't, when the Z125 came out, you could wheelie that thing with no issues. And this one is you're able to pop it up and ride out a wheelie very comfortably. I think a lot of stunters are gonna like this bike. I don't think that there's a lot of people, a large or any demographic that's already in the Grom community that is going to be turned off by this one. I'm trying to think, and everyone I think is once they see them in person and are able to ride one, Honda should definitely do a demo day at all of their local dealerships with this new model once it's available. But I think once people actually get on this bike and ride it, they're going to be very, very happy. We're going to try and do a quick pull, see how fast we can get this. And there's the shifter light. You're going to see it flashing, flashing, flashing. Steady. That means shift. And here we are, the 5th gear again. We're back in action. And as you can see, I'm keeping up with traffic with no issues. So that's something to note. The gas has yet to be affected at all. I do want to know, what would you like to see us do with the Honda Grom as far as videos go? Obviously, we're going to make parts. Obviously, we already have parts available. But I want to know, what do you guys want to see us do as far as videos and content goes? I'm completely open to all these ideas. I want to know what you guys want. I want to feed the market as much as possible. So be sure to leave comments below. Let us know your thoughts. Good, bad, ugly. I don't care. We're here for it all. And other than that, I'm just going to head back to the shop now. We're going to wrap this up, call it a day. And hopefully this is just the first of many first ride reviews for models, and I know this is going to be far from the last video that you'll see with this 2022 Honda Grom. Whether it's David's or whether it's ours, it won't matter. We plan on continuing to pump out new content with this model, especially as much as possible, because I know these bikes at this point are unicorn. Dealerships were supposed to get them in March or February, had to push it back to August, and who knows if they'll get pushed back again. I'm not sure what the game plan is right now from Honda, but be sure to hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Turn that notification bell on, and let us know what you think. But for now, this is Mark. Catch you guys next time. You ride safe. Going a solid 85 kilometers.